When I come back, see all my American friends, many of them, probably most of them will never go to China for a variety of reasons. But what they will know about China is what I tell them as someone that A, lives there, and B, they trust me, I'm their friend. And so, even if a small subset of both of our populations go to the other countries, experience it, when they come back, what they experience and then what they tell their friends and relatives will go a huge way in determining what people think about the other culture. It was quite an honor to be invited to be in the parade. The parade, as you know, is a combination of a lot of the military displays and the flyovers, and then they had a whole set of floats that covered a bunch of different subjects. Every province had a float. There were different themes, innovation, all sorts of different things celebrating China's accomplishments. And one of the floats was friendship with foreign countries, right? And so that particular float had 12 different people that were invited to be on the float, and they were all people that had a connection of some sort with China. And so, of course, my family's connection is with Iowa, and the fact that the president had stayed in my house, hosted by my mom and dad, 30 years ago. So it was quite an honor. I mean, we went through Tiananmen Square, and the TV, and thousands of people, and the president was there, and we're waving to the people, and waved to the president. So when they had asked me to be in the parade several months earlier, they just said it would be the honor of a lifetime, and it really was. We've always felt very welcome in China. It's such a, everyone we've met has been very warm, friendly, and helpful, and that really hasn't changed. When I come back, see all my American friends, many of them, probably most of them will never go to China for a variety of reasons, but what they will know about China is what I tell them as someone that A, lives there, and B, they trust me, I'm their friend. And so, even if a small subset of both of our populations go to the other countries, experience it, when they come back, what they experience and then what they tell their friends and relatives will go a huge way in determining what people think about the other culture. Americans have to realize that Chinese aren't Americans that just look different. Like, it's really a different culture, and so we have to understand, what are their values, what are important to them. So that's one of the messages I deliver. I also deliver a message about how dynamic China is, because you will, obviously the country came from a heritage of communism, and it's evolved now to, as they say, socialism with Chinese characteristics. But there's a big element of free enterprise, capitalism. The economy is dynamic, it's growing very rapidly. And so I'll come back and tell my American friends, the economy there, if you think, everyone reads statistics in the newspaper. When you're there and you see it, and you see buildings going up and cranes everywhere and all the activity, that's something that people don't fully appreciate. It's very dynamic. Change happens a lot faster in China than it does in the West, much faster. So, that's another thing. So those are the kind of observations that I bring back and share with all my friends, so that they have a better sense of what China is really about. It would be easy to get pessimistic recently with, with the trade tensions that are going on and just things in general, but I'm pretty optimistic about the relationship between the two countries over the long term, because like I said, we're both leaders in the world community, right? And America has the biggest economy now. China will soon have a bigger economy, partially because it has more people. I think it'll take longer for China to catch up and have as much money individually, the per capita income. But nonetheless, both America and China, for probably the rest of our lifetimes, are going to be the leaders of the world community. And so, when you have two leaders, the world is better off if they get along. And I think we'll all understand that. And but there's growing pains and there's adjustment because, America's been a leader since World War II. And China is coming on much more recently, so there's going to be some growing pains as each one adjusts to the other. But I'm optimistic. We're gonna have to live together because it's a small planet. We're all here together, and there's, that's the only way things will work.